February is when most gardeners are still inside. They're flipping through seed catalogs, ordering supplies, watching videos, and telling themselves, I'll start when it warms up. But February isn't a planning month. It's a prep month. Because spring doesn't arrive slowly. Spring arrives like a surprise bill. One day the ground is frozen. Then you blink and suddenly it's 65 degrees, the soil dries out, your seedlings are ready, and it's time to plant. And if your beds aren't ready, what happens? You scramble. You rush. You plant into unprepared soil. And your seedlings spend the next month struggling in conditions that weren't set up for success. The gardeners who harvest early don't plant early, they prep early. They do the invisible work in February that makes March and April feel easy. By the time spring hits, their beds are ready, their tools are sharp, their systems are in place. They're not reacting, they're executing. Today I'm breaking down the 5 things you should do in February to prepare your garden for spring. These aren't nice-to-have tasks. These are foundational steps that determine whether your garden thrives or limps through the season. And we're starting with the one thing that matters more than anything else: soil. Prep task number 1. Build your soil now. Soil prep is the most important thing you do all season. Not planting, not watering, not fertilizing. Soil. Because everything else depends on it. And here's what most people don't understand. Soil takes time. You can't build good soil the day before you plant. You build it weeks or months ahead. February is that window. When you add organic matter to soil, it doesn't instantly become plant food. Compost, aged manure, shredded leaves, grass clippings, all of that needs time for microbes to break it down into nutrients roots can actually use. So if you add compost in April right before planting, it's still compost. The nutrients are locked up. The soil biology hasn't had time to wake up. That's why so many spring gardens start slow. The plants aren't weak. The soil just isn't ready. But if you add compost in February, by April, that material has had 6 to 8 weeks of microbial activity, freeze-thaw breakdown, and natural mixing. And the difference is huge. Faster establishment, stronger growth, earlier harvests. What to do this week? As soon as the ground is workable, spread 2 to 3 inches of compost or aged manure on your beds. Don't overthink it. Just get it on top. If it freezes again, fine. Freeze-thaw actually helps break it down. And if your soil is heavy clay, February is also the time to improve structure. Compost helps clay drain better, and it helps sandy soil hold moisture longer. If you didn't add organic matter in fall, February is your second chance. Don't skip this. Healthy soil is the foundation that carries the whole season. Prep task number 2. Sharpen and repair your tools. This sounds minor, it isn't. Dull tools make every job harder, slower, and more frustrating, and dull tools actually damage plants. A dull hoe doesn't cut weeds, it tears them. A dull shovel doesn't slice soil, it compacts it. A dull pruner crushes stems, creating openings for disease. Sharp tools work faster, they're easier on your body, and they give you cleaner results. February is the perfect time to do tool maintenance because there's no urgency yet. Here's your quick tool prep checklist. Sharpen anything with an edge. Hoes, spades, shovels, pruners, knives. A file or sharpening stone is enough. 10 minutes per tool. Tighten bolts and screws. Wobbly handles, loose rake heads. Wheelbarrows that feel off. Fix it now. Oil wooden handles. Linseed oil prevents cracking and splintering. A handle that dries out will snap mid-season. Remove rust and protect metal. Wire brush or steel wool, then a light coat of oil. This isn't busy work. This is system maintenance. Sharp tools make spring planting noticeably faster, and in April, time matters. Prep task number 3. Plan your crop rotation. Crop rotation is one of those things everyone knows they should do, but most skip because it feels complicated. It's not. Rotation matters for 2 reasons: nutrient balance and pest and disease pressure. Different plant families pull different nutrients from soil, and they attract different pests and diseases. If you plant the same family in the same bed year after year, you build up the exact problems that make gardening miserable. Example, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, all nightshades. If you grow them in the same bed repeatedly, soil-borne diseases build up, pests get comfortable, yields drop, and plants struggle. Rotation breaks that cycle. Here's a simple rotation that works for most gardens. Year 1, nightshades, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. Year 2, brassicas, cabbage, broccoli, kale, cauliflower. Year 3, legumes, peas, beans. Year 4, roots and alliums, carrots, beets, onions, garlic. Then repeat. What to do in February? Draw your beds on paper. Write what was planted where last year. Decide what family goes in each bed this year. Tape it to your shed wall, because in April you won't remember what went where. And if you're guessing in April, you're not rotating, you're gambling. Prep task number 4. Set up your watering system. Watering is the thing that burns people out. Hand watering a small garden is fine. Hand watering a large garden every day for 5 months? That's how gardens get abandoned by July. The solution isn't more discipline, it's infrastructure. And February is when you build that infrastructure before plants make it harder. Here are your best options. Soaker hoses. Cheap, easy, and efficient. They sit on soil and seep water right into the root zone. Less waste than sprinklers. Drip irrigation. More precise and efficient than soaker hoses. More setup, more cost, but a huge upgrade if you want a real system. Rain barrels. A single barrel can collect a surprising amount of water in spring storms. Great for small gardens. Timers. This is the real game changer. A timer turns watering into something that happens automatically, even when life gets busy. What to do in February? Lay out your watering approach now, even if it's simple. Even if it's 1 hose splitter and 2 soaker hoses. The goal is that by April, watering is easy. Because in summer, watering becomes survival. Prep task number 5. Start your compost system. If you're not composting, you're paying for fertility you could produce for free. You're throwing away organic matter and then buying it back in bags. February is the perfect time to start compost because by summer you can actually have finished compost. Here's the simplest method possible. Pick a spot. Start a pile. Add greens, kitchen scraps, grass clippings. Add browns, shredded cardboard, dry leaves, straw. Keep it moist like a wrung-out sponge. Turn it occasionally, even once a month helps. No meat, no dairy, no oils. That's it. By late summer, you'll have dark, crumbly compost you can scoop and use. And here's the payoff. Once compost is running, your garden stops being dependent on store inputs. Your garden starts feeding itself. Why February prep matters more than planting. Planting is easy. Prepping is what separates productive gardens from struggling ones. If your soil is ready, tools are sharp, rotation is planned, watering is streamlined, and compost is running, spring planting becomes smooth and fast. If you skip February prep, spring becomes chaos. Planting into weak soil, dealing with broken tools mid-task, repeating the same bed mistakes, watering taking forever, buying compost last minute. February prep prevents problems before they exist. What to do this week? If you do nothing else, do this. Number 1. Add compost to beds as soon as the ground is workable. Number 2. Sharpen and fix tools in one afternoon. Number 3. Map crop rotation on paper. Number 4. Set up watering before plants go in. Number 5. Start compost so it's producing by summer. Do these 5 things in February and spring, planting becomes smooth, fast, and effective. Skip them and you'll spend April scrambling while your seedlings wait. February isn't about planting. It's about building systems that make planting succeed. In the next video, we're covering what needs to be started indoors before spring, so you don't miss the next deadline. Stop waiting for spring. Start prepping your garden now.